Hey guys, Cruz House here, and I just want to thank you for coming out and watching and being a part of Rock Talk. It has been a very pleasant experience just hanging out with the boys and chatting while also being in the game and still streaming for you guys. I want to say that I may not possibly be around for too many more Rock Talks, but I'm going to try to come back as soon as possible. I promise. I want to do more, and I want to do more content, and I want to do more for everybody. So if you guys can stick with me and I have content posted for in the future, so that way there will be still constant uploads. And if you guys want to be part of the Discord, I'll have it in the description. I really hope you guys enjoy this and check out Dranger King and Obsolete Orange channel because they're still going to be posting Rock Talk over on their channels and going live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So please check them out and enjoy Rock Talk. Thank you guys for 400 subscribers. It's been an awesome year and a great experience. I've learned a lot and made some really cool friends, and I hope to make some more. I just got some stuff to figure out, and once I do, I will be back with a vengeance, baby. So enjoy Rock Talk, and I will see you guys next time. All right, what's going on, guys? Cruz House here, and this is Rock Talk, episode 6. We are like almost to double digits, which is insane to think about. We got Obsolete Orange and the king himself, Dranger King.
Guten Tag.
I just like the way you said that. You're like the king himself, Dranger King.
And
sorry.
Yeah, this is. I hope you guys enjoy Rock Talk. This is. It's broadcasted on 3 different channels across the board for your guys' viewing pleasure. Boys, what's happening? What's going on?
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of there being so many people in these cities.
Wait, are you talking about all cities across the board?
Just all cities. Just like I'm tired. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't get it.
To be fair, I don't get it either.
What are you tired of though? Like I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard.
Just like people in general, or
You just had to be there.
I had to be in every city, or just the one city that it happened at.
Like, no, like it's you have to go up and
I don't understand, my guy.
I don't know what do you even mean right now? What are you saying?
I'm saying we have to like do the thing.
There needs to be another plague.
Have you heard about the plague? I once listened to a podcast talk about the plague. There was some crazy
Which
shit.
one? You know that there's been
last
like
podcasts on the
multiple.
left.
No, which plague? Sorry.
The one from the medieval ages. The one that
the
wiped
Black
out, like,
Plague, the bubonic plague.
Yeah, that crazy.
Which bubonic plague incident are you talking about?
God,
You
man,
are you aware that it's happened twice?
This motherfucker.
Is this dude a fucking reporter? Jesus Christ, he's acting like Narwhal.
It actually.
You want my social security number while you're at it?
So there was a bubonic plague incident in San Diego, I believe.
So,
like, it happened again in
what?
like 1600s. That seems late. That seems too early. It was like 1700s, I think, or something.
This man,
After
you might
we
want
went
to
over.
look this up before you're spitting out
1800s. Fuck, I forget what it was.
Now,
Hold on.
the plague I'm talking about was, so there was like these like priests that would go around city to city, and they would take these lashing.
Oh fuck!
You remember? You guys ever seen the movie The Da Vinci Code, where in the beginning there's that dude that's like whipping himself for Jesus? Well, apparently people did that back then during the plague, and they would do that as a form of play. And mind you, these dudes would do it until like they're almost dead or dead, and go town to town.
By the way, it was 1900 to 1904. It was that recent. It was in San Francisco's Chinatown.
Won't you take me to...
It's crazy. Anyway.
So anyway,
flagellation is fun, guys. That's what it means when you.
I was just fucking with you guys.
Yeah,
with
that's
the whole city thing. But no,
really,
like there's just been influx of just people coming to like starting to move to my city, and it's becoming the most annoying thing ever because I have to wait in traffic.
I
interesting.
feel that it's starting to get
You could
full everywhere.
you could invest
Mhm.
in a plane. You know, you could buy yourself a plane.
Calm down there, Taylor Swift.
But if I get one plane, I have to take two.
I mean,
I gotta use one plane to get to the other side of the other plane.
True.
really, how expensive is it to like own a plane? It's like you gotta buy one. It's like 50,000. Get your license.
Well, it depends what
That's
kind of plane you get.
10,000. You get a little personal plane to fly around. No one
It
ever
doesn't
said you
cost
couldn't.
10,000 to get your license.
Propeller plane? Yeah, it doesn't cost that much to get your license. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's
No
why
one
a
ever
lot
said
of
you
rich
couldn't fly.
people. Well, that's why a lot of rich people don't have a pilot's license. They just hire somebody because the time it would take costs less than just giving somebody money.
Ah, yes, because rich people don't have time on their hands. I forgot.
Yeah, that's why they take
Well,
jets
yeah,
everywhere.
it's kind of the thing. They have time, but like the time it takes is worth more money than just giving somebody else money to do it.
Well, you know, I say fuck those guys.
I'm trying, dude. None of them want to fuck me back.
I get it. It is really hard sugar daddy market out here.
Yeah, it's not very common.
You gotta
No.
invest in the sugar mommies. That's right. The older
I-
middle-aged women, their kids just moved out, and they're looking to
Right.
fill that nest.
And it's kind of like rock candy at this point, where it's all solidified, and you're like, I mean, I'm still up for it, you know?
Hey, you know the best part about a sugar mommy, they make you dinner, and it's 9 out of 10. It's homemade, all right? Because they care. They
9 out
put
of 10.
love into it.
He said 9 out of 10 it's homemade after they make you a dinner.
you go to one of these younger girls, they're grabbing fucking hamburger helper from the box, throwing it in the
I was
skillet.
gonna say,
Hey,
dude, I
and
hate,
it's
I
made
hate
at
those
home.
one,
It's homemade.
those 1 out of 10 times when it's
No.
homemade and it's not homemade.
No, I mean by homemade, I mean like if they're making
Buy it
beef
from
and
scratch
noodles,
and shit.
they're
Yeah.
making their own noodles.
I don't know.
You got the
Is hamburger helper actually cheaper than just getting hamburger and then noodles and then just making fucking?
well,
No,
that
hamburger
reverts
helper is
back-
just the noodles.
that
I know
reverts
it's
back
just
to
the noodles. That's why I'm like, is it even cheaper than just getting noodles and sauce
Probably-
and just?
well, probably not, but that
putting
reverts
it
back to
together?
your time situation. It's just
I-
like it's
I-
already there. It's literally
guess.
just noodles, sauce.
I think it's the flavors. I think
dehydrated
people
sauce. No, it ain't
you're
the
right,
flavor.
it is.
You can make
Well, no. So what
Great
I was,
tasting
what I think is it's like mac and cheese, like Kraft
They
mac
don't
and
pay you
cheese.
to
It's
think.
not. It's not because it's great.
Kraft mac and
You
cheese
guys
also
pay me?
ass. I want you to know that if you're, it's not.
I think it's all right.
If-
It's okay. I actually like to add
if-
cheddar to it, like
if you-
actual cheddar cheese.
If you have to squeeze your cheese or rip it open and pour it, that's not cheese. That's not cheese.
I'm aware of this. That's why.
Yeah.
That's also why I like to add.
yeah.
I've
add
actually
your
made
own.
my own cheese sauce before.
Which, if you're adding your own cheese, there's no
Really
point
good.
in buying the shells and cheese or macaroni. Just get different noodles. You know, you could just buy a big bag of noodles for a cheaper price, and then add your own cheese and milk, and then
Well,
boom.
yeah. I mean, so you have to make a roux as opposed to just milk if you want to make it like actually good instead of kind of weird.
I don't even
So
know.
all that is just butter, flour, heat it up a little bit, and then just put milk and cheese in it. And that's how you
Yeah,
make
so-
like a cheese sauce. Super easy.
Yeah, so that's why people buy the shells and cheese, because you just
Right.
noodles, open
You don't have
sauce
to do
pack,
that.
squeeze, and then you stir, and it's done.
You keep saying squeeze. Do you guys get like
There's two-
thick
There's two
cheese?
cheeses.
I've only ever
Yeah.
had powder.
You
I
haven't had
only
shells
ever
and
have
cheese?
powder. I don't like Velveeta, so it's probably like a Velveeta style.
Yeah, that is Velveeta.
That's
style.
my guess.
But
Okay.
there's
I
packaged
cannot
cheese.
stand Velveeta. I don't know why. Well, I mean I do, but like it's worse than American cheese to me, man.
I don't. Yeah, American cheese is also bad. Yeah, for sure.
Right. But Velveeta just has a flavor to it, and I'm like, ugh.
Have you guys ever tried that the pour cheese?
Shoot.
The cubed log cheese?
No,
The food stamp cheese?
Would you Did you call it the pour cheese?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he
food
called it the
stamp
pour
cheese.
What?
You've never
I
had
don't
the
even know what you're
fucking-
talking about.
Okay, well then you've never been poor.
Well, I probably have. I just didn't realize it was because I was poor.
It's a well, okay. You're the man. All right, so look up poor cheese. See what you pull up. Look up food stamp cheese.
Bro, I'm gonna look something up and be like, "This is all I thought this was normal cheese. Poor cheese."
it's like a log. All right, it's like a rectangle log. It's in a cardboard box.
I do see the cardboard box. I've never seen this before.
Yeah. So
To
this
be
is
fair, we didn't really like if we got cheese, it was like the biggest thing of cheese possible, and
Well,
we
this-
didn't tend to have food stamps. So
This is-
'cause
this
my
is the
parents
cheese-
just didn't accept it.
this is the cheese that you get from a gym or a volunteer center. You know this is that
it's
cheese.
that. Donated by U.S. Department of Agriculture for
Yeah.
food help programs.
That's the cheese like
Nice.
I grew up on eating.
Why did you
It's
say like a
called-
gym?
Because that's where they would like
I
hold
don't know
up
why you said that.
where you donate food. Like that's where
Uh-huh.
like that's where you would go. You'd go to like a gym or a volunteer center and you'd pick up
There's
this cheese.
There's a people also ask where it says, "Is Velveeta real cheese?" And I didn't even search for Velveeta at all. I just searched for. Oh, the Food Drug Administration, the FDA, does not consider it real cheese.
Yes, and that's the
Nice.
cheese I grew up on.
Well, Velveeta,
Dude.
not the donated one. Although it might be the same.
Dude, it's donated cheese. How much more real can it be from Velveeta?
Is it like shelf stable?
it's think of it.
It is a
as-
shelf.
Yeah, think of it like a giant block of butter, but it's cheese.
Right. That is what it looks like. But like,
Yeah.
does it have to be refrigerated
Yeah.
before you open
Yeah.
it?
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Or
Well,
else,
then
I mean,
that's good. Velveeta doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open it.
I would closely consider this cheese to like the cheese in
Yeah.
a can, but it doesn't taste that good.
Okay. Cheese in cans you don't have to refrigerate.
Well, I'd imagine you don't have to refrigerate this either, but it'd be
Are you
a
talking about,
droopy
like, this-
mess.
Are you talking about like that cheesy string shit?
I mean, feel free to look up poor person cheese, and you'll see.
I see it here.
I'm in
No, but you
drinker.
said cheese in a can.
Yeah, like you know, like the
Yeah,
spray
yeah,
cheese.
like nacho cheese. Yeah. Oh, also yeah.
like the cheese you put on cracker. You know, like the cheese.
Oh, okay.
Why can't I think of the name of that?
Now picture like a gelatinous form of that,
No.
That's Velveeta.
and that's what we would slice up for the
I
good
see.
old meals around home.
I think I just ended up having like I would have like ham sandwiches where it was just mayo and ham on bread.
Now back into what
I didn't even have cheese.
I'd
that's
always put cheese on it.
on what on the ham,
Yeah, on the ham
Like-
and mayo and bread sandwich.
dude. When I
It
was
would just be ham, mayo, and bread. Yeah, sometimes mustard, but I didn't like mustard as a child until
Oh,
like,
that's
my
out of pocket.
teens.
when you're
I
growing
was
when you,
I love mustard now. Like it's my favorite, one of my favorite things.
when
But
you
yeah,
were growing
it's
up,
not a
were you
flavor you like.
were you like making a grilled cheese, and then you're like, oh dude, I can make this grilled cheese, and then you put ham on it, and you're like, holy fuck,
Yeah,
I just made a hot ham
Dude.
cheese sandwich.
Well,
Like,
the
you
trick
feel like a
is you
miniature
start
chef.
right. You start with grilling the ham because then you get some of the nice ham juices in the pan, and it's also kind of roasted instead of it just being
Right? No,
like,
you're
cold ham.
you're thinking too
But
hard.
yeah,
what
dude,
I'm
it was
saying.
great.
I mean, like,
And then
did you ever
and
consider
then
yourself like a chef? Like every time,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're like,
I-
oh, I can make this grilled cheese.
Hey,
Oh,
man,
wait, I
I'm-
can add
I'm-
ham to this cheese. Oh, what?
I'm leaning into this because what I would do after I was like, oh, I'm super smart by adding ham, is I did a slight amount of barbecue sauce in the center, like with the ham,
Yeah,
because
just so you
then
hate yourself.
it's an extra. Dude, I just love barbecue sauce.
Oh my
I
god.
just love barbecue sauce. It was perfect. It's a great flavor. Also, the trick with grilled cheese, you cut it into thirds, but like vertically. You don't do you get so they're like so then you can just like bite down them like a hamster essentially. Hum, 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 all the way down.
So
That's the best way.
I don't want to be a farmer or anything, but I do want to grow my own food if possible. Like I feel
Your
like
own
that,
what?
like just vegetables. You know,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
maybe just like the basic, maybe some fruits. I don't know if I'd actually own like the cattle or anything like that, but like the fruits and vegetables, I feel like I could grow those. Have you guys ever
I
thought
feel
about
like the
farming?
cattle would probably try to own you.
Okay. Well, it's just the food that we get, you know, that could be solved by if we just grew food ourselves. Think if like half of America was growing their own fruits and vegetables and not having to rely on like farmers to get it in
Well,
the
then
grocery
people would
store.
be fighting over land.
People already fight over land. It's just big companies, but we just don't see it happening.
Hell yeah, man.
Right on. Read the press.
We depressed. We're depressed.
I think you mean to say we depressed. Damn it! Why is my
It's a deep rest.
Nah, just
didn't
take deep breaths.
change.
What are
change
you
my
guys'
game.
views on Rome?
On is it? Are you gonna say
Uh,
that because we're in like a temple type?
It's worse than Greece.
Worse than Greece. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm
What are your
not-
views on Greece?
They got Rome got a little too
have-
Catholic in my opinion.
Greece has really good falafels, right? or gyros, euros.
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 Oh God! Oh boy!
gyros.
You hear them all across, right? I
I
know
used to
what
call
it's
them
called.
gyros.
Hey,
Gyros.
It's so strange to me that some people will like die on the hill that it's gyros.
I really
Like,
don't care
well,
what it is. I'm
well,
gonna
are
eat
you
it
crazy?
regardless.
Yeah.
It's really good. You know, I think I'm slightly allergic to lamb,
I'm okay,
but
like,
I'm
like,
not
will you die?
sure.
Will you die if you
Well,
eat
I've
lamb?
had lamb 3 or 4 times, and I would describe it as spicy and itchy. That's
Wow.
how I would describe it.
I'm allergic to goat milk.
Damn.
So if I drink goat milk or ingest it, I will almost die. Maybe die. I don't know. I only took a few drinks of it when I had it, and I was on a couch for like 3 days.
Oh fuck. So it's the goat part of it, or is it what's in the milk?
It's just goat milk. So yeah, I gotta stay away
Huh.
from them goats.
Can
Don't know.
you have like cheese made out of goat milk?
I doubt it.
Is
You
it
know, I
like-
don't want to risk it. It was like
I'm allergic to
right.
dying.
Me too.
it was like being food poisoned, but it was like
I've never had food poisoning, as far as I know.
I've had food poisoning. It's not fun.
think of it more or less like you're dying,
Right. Yeah, that's what
No.
I've heard.
but you're
Just
not.
think of it like every single liquid in your body wants out.
And you're not really
including your
like sick,
brain.
but you're like fucked up.
Yeah, you're just dehydrated as hell. Like you can't keep anything down.
Yeah, I'm glad. I think I'm lucky, but I'm
Hey.
not sure.
Hey, buddy,
Who
you still
knows?
got like maybe 60, 70 years left.
Yo, thanks, man. You're probably the most optimistic person about my life I've ever heard of.
So you still got a point in time where you might get it.
Me, I'm looking at the clock like 40 years max. Let's be honest.
Bro.
With how this is going.
I'm so like, all right, I am scared as fuck as getting older because I see old people
Yeah.
and they're like falling apart and they're sad and they can't do shit. And I'm like, dude, if I can just hold out, if I can keep my body fit and good for another 40 years, medical advancements in science is going to be good enough to like
You're
keep
hoping.
me good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that would
that's
be
what we're
me.
hoping.
I know because all right, the Neuralink just the patient just recovered from Neuralink, and this bitch is already controlling computers with her mind. She's already moving mouses around, controlling internet just by thinking.
I can move my mice around too. I just have to like, get them out of the traps and stuff. I can move them around all over.
Yeah, well, she's doing it with her mind. With her
I
mind.
mean, me too. It just my mind tells my hands
Think
to
about
move
that.
things around.
Think about if we were looking at our computer and we're able to just play a game. We're able to start recording our stream. We're able to just do whatever by thinking.
I don't
You know-
know, bro. That kind of makes me
Are
feel
you
weird.
aware
It's
that
happening right now. It's happening.
This technology has been a thing. It's just
Yeah, it's
what
duh.
people were using it for was for something else.
But
They were
this
actually
is-
using it for amputees.
Yes, but
Hey,
this is
no
And
debating,
which was
guys.
super cool.
yes, this is
Can I
literally
be a master debater?
this is
Ooh.
it has been happening for a while, but this is actually like you can sign up for it. You can get it. It's first starting out with people with disabilities and that are already paralyzed
Hey,
and
I'm disabled.
well, go to
We
the
know.
website, go to neurolink.com and sign up to be a patient.
How do I do that? I'm a rock.
Well, you just you roll on the keyboard and then it all just pops up. I already signed up for it, so like if
With
it
your
ever
eyes,
happens,
Bert.
I know it won't happen for
Okay.
me
Right,
for a
guys?
while, but I signed up for it. I'll get it.
I hope to one day become a CPU.
We're gonna see. It's just about like think about how long humans were living. I don't know, fucking hundreds of years ago. It wasn't very
Don't-
long. It wasn't
Don't ask
very
me to
long.
think of that.
It's
That
like
makes me sad.
you were living into like you're 40 or 50 if you're lucky. Like
Yeah.
like our medical advancements and the shit that we
Jesus
can do
was
now.
33, supposedly.
Like it's insane, dude. It's think about if you get a broken arm or a leg, what does your doctor do? Is it able to heal it? No, they fucking twist and pull and put the bone back in place and then wrap you with a cloth and a stick and smack your ass and give you a huge bill. We're pretty far away from like doing some stuff. Yeah, we can do a whole lot of miracles, but there's some stuff that like doctors are just like pulling and praying. It's crazy.
Well,
So think
the
of
medical
hundreds of years
field
ago.
is always like misrepresented. Doctors don't make you better. All doctors do is make you stable, and then your body makes you better. That's all that doctors do.
I'm scared of doctors. All right.
And
What are
that's
you
why when
talking
people
about?
get old, they're like, well, yeah, your ankle just hurts now. They don't fix anything. They just make you not dying.
Unless
That's
you're
what
like really
doctors
rich,
do.
and then you can like
Yeah, and then
you can
yeah.
buy like children's blood or something. Oprah
Okay.
Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey uses.
I know. Dude, we talked
Foreskin.
about this for like an hour.
You can't. You can't get it past me. These people are crazy.
I'm not.
Did you just say
trying to get
Oprah
anything
Winfrey used
past-
foreskin?
She uses
It's
baby
in. It's
foreskin
in.
for
it's-
makeup, and
so
other
they
women.
use stem cells that were grown from body parts. Some
I love
of the body parts
he
being
talks about it like
foreskin.
he's the creator of it. Like
No.
he's trying to like warm people up to the option of just giving up.
No,
baby
I'm giving
foreskin.
you the facts. They're not giving them the foreskin. Do you understand the difference?
Give us your foreskin, Dringa.
Give us your foreskin, Drago. What I'm trying to tell
The
you
doctor took a
is,
long
are you
time
going to be
ago.
busy this weekend?
Am I
That's
going
what
to
I'm
be busy
getting at.
this weekend?
But yeah,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
people.
yeah.
But yeah, foreskins they use them. People they inject them.
I
Rich
want that
people.
on a shirt. Foreskins, they use them.
So,
Just...
So basically,
Savage.
hundreds of years ago, like people, like you weren't living that long, bro. So like medical advancements, you just gotta.
Well, yeah, I wasn't living that long. I'm only 25.
But if we think now of like what stuff can be done, people can probably
You
live a
know-
little bit longer.
What do you think the next like cool medical advancement or body advancement besides Neuralink? Do you think what's next?
Well, if I would have told you guys about Neuralink, I mean,
Penis
I'm telling you guys about
enlargement.
Neuralink now, and you guys are still
I'm-
like in
I'm-
disbelief of it.
I'm
But-
not in disbelief.
I'm
I
not
just
in
don't. I'm
disbelief.
waiting. I'm waiting.
I'm just
Can't-
saying I don't really trust it.
I don't trust it yet either.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't fully trust it, but it's like that's what
Right.
happens with humans, Think about when like the hearing aid came out. Everybody was probably like,
Also-
"You ain't putting that shit in my head." Now, when
The
people
other
fucking lose their
thing-
hearing aid, boom.
The other thing is, I feel like all it's going to do is just make humans lazier.
Well, it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
make
kind of the
them-
whole point.
Look, this is my
Welcome to
this is my
technology,
envision
bitch.
of robots. All right, like this is my prediction if people want to go about the right way. You can look at it like robots are taking my jobs, or you can look at it as the robots are taking the shitty jobs that humans don't even want to do in the first place. They just have to do because of work, and this will free up time for them to think creatively and create something more for themselves and actually do something. But people aren't thinking about that right now.
If rich people thought that way, then it would be okay. It's just that rich people don't think that way. Rich
Oh.
people think, "Oh, now I don't have to pay somebody else to do this."
Hey, well,
And
if you
so
look
now
at it from
the
a
people that exist now they just don't get money,
well,
and that's the issue.
I tell those people to don't look at it so negatively. All right, be an optimist. These robots are
Hey,
taking your
listen,
job. If those robots are
it'd be
taking your
great.
job,
Optimus Prime is a robot.
there's chances that you now can work on your art, and maybe you'll be a world-renowned artist. Maybe you start your own
Be
company
nice.
doing T-shirts. But now you get to have that freedom. Maybe with robots taking over, we inch closer and closer to what's that like global income or something like that annual
That's what I wish would happen.
where everyone
It's-
gets
it's-
a certain amount of money.
Everyone
or
gets
something.
money, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before, and honestly, I think we're at that point where it's possible. It's just the people that are in power would never let it happen because that's just money that they wouldn't have anymore.
No, dude.
Wait,
I feel like the
so what
stimulus
is
check
this?
is a great example. So,
So essentially,
what's
the
the
way
term?
it works, it's a subsidy. Hold on.
It's like a
Oh,
universal
I don't even know how to look this
universal
up.
income.
Oh yeah, universal. Yeah, universal basic income.
So basically, and like
An income support mechanism typically intended to reach all, or a very large of the population with no conditions. So it's essentially the government gives you money back to live because there's robots doing jobs. And so essentially we're saving money on the robots doing jobs. So everyone should get the money from it instead of the government or the company.
yeah, think
Yeah,
of
that is
Wally.
a good plan.
Yeah.
Now-
it's amazing.
I kind of feel like it was kind of tested a little bit when they gave people the stimulus check. You know, we couldn't work anyway,
And,
but they
bro,
gave people money.
I thought people passed with flying colors when they did
Yeah,
that.
they spin
I thought
it.
it was amazing.
They spin it like fucking idiots. It was so crazy. Like people out buying
Yeah.
cars and fucking like it's fucking.
And do you know what
tax money.
happened? The fucking market was like, cool, money is coming back in after more money came in than was like given out essentially.
I
It was the same amount or more. It was great.
just see it as some people can take that money and they can create a whole new life. They can start a business. They can create something, a passion that they've always wanted to do, or they can go to the casino. They can blow it all in one night, or they can get a down payment on a new 2025 car. Like, people are gonna keep making the stupid decisions, whether or
I
not.
think if I remember right, I think I used that money to finish my payment for school
Right.
because I dropped out and I still had to pay that off. And that was like it wasn't even that much money. It was only like another 400, but it was so hard for me to like get that money together to pay it.
So I spent
Actually, it was more than that.
half on about 1,000 on a car, on a down payment on a car, because my front axle split. I was gonna put it all into Dogecoin, and if I had at the time, it would have made, and I added it up once I saw the price, $346,000. Now I couldn't put the 1,200 in, but I put whatever I had left, which was like 200 and like I think maybe $50 because I put an extra 50. Off that 250, I think I made $5,000, and I watched it go to 10, but I watched it drop back down to 5. So like, what I mean is like you can make money off of the money that you have. You don't have to just always spend the money, and then because if you spend the money, it's gone. You know, if you make a payment on student loans, that money's gone now. That chance of you making money off that money is evaporated. It's gone. It's holes like it's rock.
I think I actually used some of it to
I wish, dude.
one of the checks I think I used to give Sarge his PC. And so that was
that's a kind of
I needed. Well, I needed to play games with him. He only had an Xbox, and I'm like, I'm not playing Xbox anymore.
Yeah, that's a real brother right there. If
So,
my brother's ever listening,
I think that's what
buy
I
me
did
a
with
PC. That'd be dope.
I'm not doing it again. That was too much. It's too much money.
And it's, dude, I don't know. I just what about you?
I
Jagger?
also
What'd you
lied
spend
to
your
him.
students on?
I lied to him and said somebody else, one of our other friends,
I don't even remember,
split it
bro.
with me, and I didn't.
I'm gonna be honest.
I wish I would have not got the car, dude. Like, I wish I would have just told my boss to fuck off, not bought the car, just been homeless for like 2 weeks, because then that would $346,000 is. I mean, would you guys be homeless for a few weeks for $346,000?
Well, no, yeah, obviously, but the hindsight, man.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, like, well, I made the right choice.
Hindsight,
Here I am
bro.
as a fucking rock.
Yeah.
You don't remember at all what you spent it on?
I have no clue what I spent it on. I'm gonna be honest.
Probably
Alright.
just bills. It was
It
it was
could-
such
I
a good
mean-
way for people
I didn't
to
have
catch up on
bills at the
bills.
time.
Ah,
Um,
I
drugs.
was living with my parents.
drugs.
It's either bills or
No,
drugs.
because I didn't do drugs at the time either.
PC
Maybe I went
upgrades,
out and
baby.
spent it at the
Why
bar.
weren't you doing drugs? What's wrong with drugs?
Well, he went to the bar. That's a drug.
I
Yeah.
didn't say anything was wrong with drugs.
Alcohol is
Yeah,
drugs.
alcohol is a drug. That's what I was referencing as drugs.
Oh, well, I thought you were referencing as
But
in,
officers
like,
Other
don't.
drugs?
Mary
No,
Officers think
wine,
they don't
alcohol
do
is drugs.
THC,
Alcohol is a drug. It's actually
cannabinoids,
poison.
CBD, that type of shit.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
so,
no.
so here's literally three different scenarios of what people did with the stimulus. One
Mhm.
blew it on he don't even remember. Another one paid bills or brought his brother something. Another one put a down payment on a car and invested the money. Three different ways for universal income could be positive because it just goes to show not every person's going to
Apparently, of those who received the stimulus check, 66% reported using at least a large portion of it for food. So they were actually using it to like feed themselves.
I mean, the only real reason I could invest any of it was because I was living with my aunt and uncle, so there was really no bills, so I could have thrown extra money. But if I had a family, I don't know if I could have thrown 250.
This one says most people, most payments were saved or applied to debt, so it actually helped pay for a lot of debt, like what I did. That was part of mine.
And a very small percentage actually
Yeah.
invested the money. What's crazy
No,
is
about half of it.
if I mean off the 250 that I put in, that was like $5.
Or actually, sorry, 27% was put into savings, which could mean
yeah,
it could mean savings, but they could also mean
Just bank
investing. Who
account.
knows what that means? Yeah, just banking it in some way.
but yeah,
31% was for debt. That's
which
how
debt,
much
if
debt
they-
everybody has. That's how
so
much
if
debt
they-
everyone has. It's just crazy.
But if those people would have just sacrificed a little bit more and then put that towards investing, like that 250 turned into 5,000. So whatever their debt was, whatever they put towards their debt, $250 ain't really making a dent in your debt. But $5,000 would make a dent in your debt. So if you know that you can get a good
250.
investment, yeah, $250. Say you take $250, right? Like
So I mean, the stimulus check was a lot more than that.
yeah, it was $1,200, but I'm talking about just taking a portion of it. Like, I can like not.
I see
big
what you mean.
percentage.
I see what you mean.
Everyone
Yeah, okay.
first thought was like, man, I got to take care of these bills. The bills are gonna be there, and they've been there. All right, they're not making you money. All right, and they're not necessarily killing you, but you could take that money and invest it in the future for just a few months, even, and then take out that money, and then boom, you got money to invest. It's just, I feel like people don't.
There's
really,
different ways to look at it.
There is.
I'm
there is, but-
never gonna fully agree with just investing.
Well, there's
I
investing
think
in
you
multiple
need to make-
ways. Like, there's not just
I'm
one
aware.
way to invest.
Paying off your debts is a way to save money in the long run. It's just not the best way to save money in the long run if that's all you're doing. If all you're doing is paying debts, then you're never getting ahead because you got to be doing more than that. You have to be setting yourself up to get more money. So if all
Right.
you're doing is paying debts, then you're behind. You're always behind at that point.
Yeah, but that's why you make something. There's people that will get credit card after credit card, but they're not trying to create a
Yeah.
business.
Bro, it's crazy to me how many people just are like, "Oh, I need a new car." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, so you're probably going to spend, have some payments. You'll use like $8,000 at most to get a car." And they're like, "Well, I mean, a new car is like 20,000." You're like, "Well, why are you getting a new car? Why do you
Yeah.
need a new one? I don't understand."
I always tell people to keep it, between
Fuck, dude.
$5,000 and $9,000. Like, there ain't
Yeah,
no reason to get
yeah.
into the double digits for a vehicle right now.
It's
unless
always
you
gonna-
already have a house.
Cars
Yeah.
are always gonna depreciate. Always.
Yeah. So I
And
mean,
the
and
moment
if
you get a new car,
you get a car that's like
Sorry.
$5,000, $5,000 to $9,000, you can have it paid off in like a year and a half, 2 years.
it also doesn't depreciate as much as if you get a new car that's like 32,000. The moment you drive it off the lot, it like drops to like 25,000 or less. I can't actually remember. It basically goes a third of it. It's instantly devalued by a third the moment you drive it off the lot, which is crazy. That's just money that you gave up, is how I
Yeah.
look at it.
Yes, sir. Yes, these are the secrets to living a better life, and they're all just put out right here in front of you.
Yeah, we're trying.
What about you, Drinker? What you got? What you got in that
Yeah.
boulder
I mean,
of a head?
I will say I do have some Reddit posts I looked up. These are some of the most famous ones.
What's
so
your
we can
favorite
sprinkle these
soda?
in whenever you want.
For what? Okay, what? I
Soda?
thought you were meaning about like the investing or whatever.
Well, I don't think he has much to say on it, so I
Alright.
think he's just changing the subject.
What's your favorite soda?
And that's a hard
Um,
question.
I don't
Like,
like soda.
it-
I consider soda as also poison. Made by those companies that just want you to consume and give you
Okay.
diabetes.
Orange,
like
what's your favorite
Coca-Cola.
poison?
Oh, I was just gonna answer it for you. I like I like Coca-Cola specifically in the cans, but I can't have it that often.
This
It's
man
not
said it in
good
the
enough
can.
for me.
Have you never had a
It
Mexican
has to be in the
Coca-Cola?
can. Those are pretty good too. I just mean like it can't be in a plastic bottle or in a 2 liter.
Those are made
Ah,
how
That's
they
what
were
I'm
made back in
specifically
the
avoiding.
day with that real sugar.
In glass, yeah.
I'm a big
No,
fan
not
of
glass,
Burke's
just
root
real
beer.
sugar. Cans
I'm not a huge fan of root beer.
canned in
I wish I
plastic.
was.
The
You should
Coca-Cola
try
in
Burke's root
America.
beer. It's not just any root beer.
I just the specific flavor of root beer. I grew up with it and I used to love it, but now my palate has changed and I don't really care for it anymore.
Now you're a
It's
pussy.
okay. It's very okay.
Well, all pop is for pussies. All right, let's just state that. It's disgusting.
Pussies do be popping.
And it's
Am I right,
nasty.
guys? Am I right, fellas?
You gotta
Yeah.
understand, bro. Like the stuff that we see as normal isn't that normal. Like cereal, pop, that shit isn't normal, bro. It's not normal,
I just
and it's not good for you.
cereal is really
I gotta
dumb,
tell you, I don't care if it's normal
but it's
or
so
not.
good.
I'm
Yeah,
going out of this
norm-
world one way or another.
Normativity is very like subjective. So like, who are you comparing normal to?
I'm just comparing the stuff that we eat and we think is like good, and we don't
Right.
realize that it's not good. It's actually very
Well,
very
good
bad.
good isn't the same as normal. Normal is like in the U.S. those things are normal. Soda and cereal. Also, by the way, I don't know if you've heard this statistic before, but the
Right.
amount of money that food stamps go, like,
Right.
um,
I'm gonna even
towards
blow your mind
soda
after
is
this.
insane.
So I can go ahead and tell you all this right here from a POV experience. Food stamps get spent on everything other than actual food.
So
I want you
so
guys to know that right now.
10% of food assistant recipients, or sorry, food assistant recipients spend 10% of their food budget on sugary drinks.
Yeah, and the rest. All right, so this is how
Which
my
blame
day to
them because
day.
it's good. It's so
No,
good.
for one, okay, you're already naming why the system is fucked. They're allowing people to
Yeah.
go buy pop and shit. When that's if you have food stamps, you should be getting bread, eggs, milk. Like you should be
They
getting
should be
the
able to-
survival. You don't
All
need
right.
pop. You don't. Who told you need pop? The governor. You don't need pop. You don't need
I
pop to
don't
survive.
think that
You-
people should only be getting what they need to survive.
Okay, well, you can make a lot of stuff with actual ingredients.
I
When you-
agree. I think people
when you're adding-
are dumb with their money.
When you're adding little Debbie's and all the snack cakes and the pop, like that's not needed for my mom. When we would get the food card, she would give us the food card and say, "Go to the gas station." Okay, for one, like unless your gas station has a deli, should not be accepting food cards because there's nothing in a gas station that you could possibly need to survive. You're gonna eat sunflower seeds?
Why?
You're gonna survive off beef
Why do you
jerky?
think?
So
Why do you think it should be limited to what you need to survive? People should be able
So-
to have stuff
no,
because it's
you're-
about mental health too, man.
No, you're seeing the wrong picture. Right, mental health. You think you're gonna be happy
Right.
drinking Mountain Dew? That's not.
I'm
It's-
not talking about like
The
what
sugar crashes. I don't
so-
know if you forgot when you were a kid, but if you drink a lot of pop, you have sugar crashes
I never had sugar crashes.
because pop is not. There's too
I
much.
also
sugar.
rarely had soda.
Other countries don't even allow pop. Like they don't like they don't even allow like Mountain Dew because it's not even considered like they consider it an energy drink. and that's what people
Okay.
give their kids. So that's from the food
I
stamps.
think
That's
I think people should have some pleasures in their life, man.
Right, and they can make that.
I
Right,
do.
they don't have to go to the gas. That's literally we would get.
I don't. The gas station is really dumb. That's just a bad way to spend your money.
We would get the food stamp. She would send us down there, and she would stock up on just snack cakes and pop, and that right there is what destroys communities. You think, oh, we just need snack cakes because it's making us happy. No, it's making you more stupid. It's making you more lazy. Like you don't think about it because it's just what you grew up around. But that's what is happening. Like you're clogging your brain. You're not thinking properly. That's because you're eating unhealthy. And the government that gave you the food stamps is also telling you it's okay to keep being more stupid and unhealthy. So that way you're just in the same system. You're in the cycle. Yeah, you can have
Gregor,
sweets and
what
you
do
can have other stuff, but you can also create that. You can make homemade ice cream. You can make pies. You can make all this stuff off of basic ingredients that you go to the store and can buy.
What are your thoughts, Stringer? On food stamps specifically, I guess.
Honestly, I don't know. I've never thought about it. Like, I understand what is being said, but at the same time, those ingredients to make that one thing can probably cost more because of all the costs of those ingredients.
It doesn't. It does not cost more. It just takes way more effort.
Yeah, you can
and,
go.
Okay,
depending
well,
on the
yeah,
person.
if it doesn't cost more, then I agree. It should food stamps should be used as in you buy stuff that you can make that would last you a long time. Not buying cupcakes and shit that's gonna last for a week.
You could buy rice, flour, wheat. You can buy all this stuff to create your own stuff, but people want to buy Little Debbie's and pop.
Everyone deserves
I
a
hate the
treat
Little
every
Debbie.
now and then, but I'm not saying
think everyone needs a treat, but getting Little Debbie's is ridiculous to me. That's the dumbest thing. I understand
you can get a
soda
fucking
a little
candy
bit.
bar for $1.
Yeah, I understand soda a little bit, but I grew up in less fortunate neighborhoods most of my life. Actually, pretty much until I moved out.
So
Actually,
you always had your soda
until I
locked
became
up.
an adult. I got one. Me and my brother shared a soda when I was a child. that's how much soda
Oh.
we got. We got one a week. We had water. That's what I grew up with. So but I would have friends that had just soda all the time. That's
Again,
all
that's
they
what-
drank, and it was so crazy to me. That's too much. I think having a treat every once in a while is great, and I think it's necessary for people.
Yeah,
but
it shouldn't be.
People have only been having treats instead of food, which is way too extreme. It's just I get very defensive when people are telling people hey, you shouldn't be able to spend your food stamps on treats. And I'm like, well, I mean, they need treats every once in a while, man. What if that's the
Well,
only
yeah,
money?
I'm not saying they don't.
But then I
need
defend
treats.
them. No, and then I defend them, and then I look at what they get, and it's 70% treats, and I'm like, what are you doing with all that? Why are you doing that? What's wrong with that?
I'd say about 6 out of 10 people that I've met that have food stamps don't even need food stamps. They just take it. They just use it, or they hide their actual income from the government. It's fucked up, bro. There's people that actually
I try not to
stuff.
play that game. Yeah, I agree. I try not to play the game of who deserves it because
Who's this?
Someone just joined us.
Huh?
Someone joined us.
Who is
Show Gok Mest. I can't even read the name.
Who joined where?
He
Oh,
left.
into the game?
Yeah, he left. No.
How did he join us?
Man,
I don't know.
we just surprised. It's
this
just
not a-
public. Yeah, it's just public.
Oh,
But I didn't think anybody else would be on.
Who the fuck is just playing
Rock
this
Simulator too.
unironically?
last time we did this, I accidentally joined somebody.
I
I just clicked on theirs just to see if I could see their settings, and it just is okay, you're joining. I'm like, oh shit.
Bro, I always looked and see if there's people playing, but I haven't ever seen anybody play it. I wonder why he left.
Who's playing this
Did he
unironically?
feel?
don't even
Did he feel
know.
threatened?
He's like, oh, 3 rocks in one room.
Oh, I'm sorry to be disturbing whatever it is happening here.
I must have walked in on a podcast.
Yeah.
That's his first thought. That's his first fucking thought.
Yeah, first thought. He's like,
Oh
oh,
my
rocks.
God.
They must be talking.
Damn, bro.
Uh,
Um,
um,
but yeah,
yeah.
I don't think they shouldn't be allowed to buy traits. I just think they should be limited to like
it would be nice if there was a limit on certain stuff. Like so in Washington State, there was this thing where sugary drinks and like candy has a sugar tax on it. I forget exactly the specifics of it, but that was like a thing that was implemented like 15 years ago, I think. And like it's supposed to the way the taxes work is things that have higher tax, the government is trying to like motivate you to not buy anymore. That's why cigarettes have such a high tax.
is that why
they're
food
like
has such a high tax now?
uh I mean food doesn't have a high tax. Food doesn't have any
It's
tax.
just expensive in general.
It's just expensive. Yeah, it doesn't have a tax on it. But that's kind of the idea of taxing things. Same with like liquor. We'll have a high liquor tax.
I
It's
don't know what
because
you're talking
the
about.
government is like, oh, probably shouldn't have this anymore, right, guys? But they don't want to take the alcohol away from us because they know what would happen again. So they just
Well,
tax
they
it a
also
lot.
don't want to take it away because they're able to regulate the income from it.
That too, but you know, they mostly just don't want bootlegging to happen anymore. And
No,
for the
but
FBI to start killing people again. That
a
would
lot of
probably be bad.
a lot of people were using alcohol to actually like fuel their house and shit back then. And I like a
Uh
lot, and like a lot of people don't necessarily know that
yeah.
because they consider bootlegging with just wanting to get fucked up, which is another cruel depiction of the American society. Is
Well,
that
you know
people
what
were
the FBI
creating
did, right?
people were creating alcohol and shit at their own home, meaning that the government can't charge you for fuel because they're making their own fuel, and they didn't like that. So like,
I
yeah,
mean, that's part of it.
exactly, but people don't talk about that part. People talk about the
I
bootlegs and
don't
the
think that
speakeasies and
that was a major part of it. I think the major part was people wanted to have the freedom because that's kind of what America is. Um, and the FBI was more okay with people fueling their own homes than having the alcohol being distributed because the government doesn't really like it when private citizens just start distributing a bunch of products all around the country because they can't control it. I think that
Yeah,
was
they
the
can't.
major part of it.
They can't put the little grubby hands in it.
Yeah, that's yeah, pretty much what it was. A lot of interesting things came from that era, you know, car racing and fucking everything else.
Yeah.
That's where car racing came from. Is all the
The Great
bootleggers.
Gatsby.
did you guys
Is
hear
that a great
about
thing?
did you guys hear about Rooster Teeth getting shut down?
I did not.
I did
What?
not.
I need
Yeah,
to hear about this.
Warner Brothers closing down Rooster Teeth, bro. 21
Why?
years.
Why are they closing it down?
They, I mean, when's the
I
last
don't
time you
think they
watched
get a lot
something
of.
on Rooster Teeth?
I was about to say
When I was watching Red vs. Blue,
Right,
that was a
right.
while ago.
That
I
was like 12
rewatch
years
it.
ago.
I
Yeah.
rewatched them a lot because they're funny.
Yeah, I also rewatch them a lot, but that's they make other shows.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about their other shows.
Well,
And
that's
Rooster-
why they shut down.
Yeah. Pretty much
That
what
doesn't
you
mean they're
just
gonna
said.
shut them down.
Well, that's it. Rooster. I mean, Red versus
They're not
Blue's
making
forever
enough
gonna
money
be there.
for it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
get
What do you-
better experienced, talented people.
That's crazy.
It'd be nice.
They had over, I think, obviously you might want to look this up, but either 100 or 500 workers that all just got laid off. You might want to look
Fuck,
that
just
up.
bring in the people that made Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Well, I think they do their own channel, so they
I
probably
mean, they
can't.
do, but they don't do Dragon Ball Z abridged anymore. We need to get that
But-
back up and running.
150 full-time employees got
Yeah.
laid off.
Out of
And
work.
freeze work for dozens of contractors and content creators.
Man, can you
now-
imagine being the 151st employee?
That ain't how
Damn,
that works.
that was close.
Yeah, no,
They all-
I don't.
They
I think
all got
everybody
fired.
did.
Yeah,
I
the
think
whole place
everybody
got shut down.
except for like some management.
even
that,
Well,
like,
except that
closed ship.
151st employee.
Nah, bro. Even the mice in the wall, they got like 30 days to get out, or they're fucking bringing in the SWAT team. It's over.
Bringing in the SWAT team.
It's over, bro. And that's the sad part about like why, I want to create a business for myself, why you guys want to create businesses for yourself, because one day if if your company's just like, yeah, you guys actually suck at your job, so we're just gonna close it out. 150 people just out on the street, like nothing they can do. Like maybe they have some side work, but it's like that was their income. That's what they were doing.
That probably wouldn't happen to me.
Okay. I'm sure 150 people also said that. When they
I
were
just,
like, they're like, "Oh, Warner Brothers bought us. We're good. We're good for
I mean,
decades."
you gotta listen. Like, I'm just, I don't know, on a different path.
I hope that path is golden. But just know at any point a company could just swipe the rug out from underneath you.
Yeah, but not from me. I'm on a different path.
I hope so, Aladdin. You're fucking up in the sky on your carpet.
Yeah,
He said, "I can show you the world. Be gentle,
I can
Draco.
show you
This
the.
is my first
I
time."
can I can show you the path.
Hopefully, less unemployment layoffs. Am I right, guys?
But yeah, I just find that crazy, and it's not like it's not like a shocker, like hearing Red Rooster Teeth
No,
is canceled or not
It's not a
canceled, but just
surprise to
shut
me
down.
at all.
But the impact of Red versus Blue is just insane to me. Like I love that shit growing up. I love Red versus Blue.
Well, the problem is you have to think about what they're competing with now. It's making
The
stuff like Red vs. Blue is so accessible now, and
Yeah,
and
everyone's
it
doing
can be
it.
done easier with way less effort. And so, like, they got to compete with that, and it's just rough now. It it was made in a time, the perfect time is when Red vs. Blue was made, because not a lot of people were able to like coordinate doing it, and they had
Yeah,
like really funny people working on it. That it's just hard to get a group like that in.
and animation was just like at its just beginning to like uh go up.
What do you think would have
Yeah,
saved
it
them?
was.
What do you
I don't
think would
know.
have saved them?
I think
Probably if they got more creative.
It's just. I mean, but you can be as creative as you want. If you're being more creative, it's just going to cost more money
yeah.
to like do stuff.
Because what I'm looking at here
And
is
Yeah,
that
so
they've made like 5 different shows and they've all kind of
they've
been
made a
like
bunch.
It's
and
all dependent on like your viewer
Yeah.
base. If your viewer base is high, then like
Right.
you don't have to
That's
worry
the
about
problem.
it. So
Well,
therefore
this
you have to have more creativity to keep capture that excitement of the viewer base to keep wanting more.
this last show looks like a bunch of furries. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
So
probably where they went wrong.
I feel like for me personally, if they would have capitalized on doing abridged stuff, kind of like Dragon Ball and like other games, like if they would have done other games abridged, that would have been their cup of tea. Because like Red versus Blue, Halo, people loved it. Well, what if they moved to another game? You know, they could have moved to, I don't know, what's another game that would probably have a funny dialogue system? Call of Duty or something?
I mean, yeah, but you got to think of it like before Warner Brothers bought them, they were a pretty small studio, and they were able to get away with that stuff without getting copyrighted or anything like that. But now it requires, since now that they're owned by Warner Brothers, they have to get all these permits and
Yeah.
approvals and everything like that.
It just
Ooh,
sucks.
that goes.
It's the thing. That's what it is. It's a lot of the corporate stuff, because since they got bought, they have to abide by what investors want now. And investors are not the same people who are watching the content. That's the main issue.
So would you guys? This is a follow up question onto that. Would you guys ever sell
No,
your company or your channel or?
If I was not making money anymore, yes.
What
But
if it
if
was,
I'm still making money, I wouldn't want to.
what if it was something like Elon
I
Musk and like what did he make, like Hotmail or something?
PayPal.
PayPal? What if it was something like that, like something where you were making money, but they were like, you know what, I want to give you like 1.3 million.
Oh, if it's for 1.3 million, then they can fuck off.
it's just it would have the problem is it would have to depend on the situation, which sucks to say, but like it depends on the situation. It depends on if I'm out of ideas and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm barely making money from it, then I'd have to really take it in context and be like, okay, if I take this money, can I do something else with it?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
probably
that's important as well.
I'm probably selling. I'm not gonna cap. Like maybe not the like YouTube channel if it was a YouTube channel, but if it was a business, I'd probably be selling it because if I can create a business, well, I can create another business, and I can sell that business if I wanted to. I don't
I'm
want
gonna be
to.
straight up honest.
I don't want to limit
Yeah.
myself.
I'm gonna be straight up honest. I would I'd only sell it for the right price because like I know what I'm worth and I know what the products that I put out are worth.
Right.
So if you're not hitting me and you're lowballing me, trying to basically saying my worth is lower than that, then you can kind of like just fuck off. Like I'll negotiate with you and everything like that, but if it's a significantly lower thing than what it's actually worth, then like you can fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
That's good. Know your value, know your worth.
That's how I am. I feel that.
How do you guys feel about Paramount TV buying Peacock?
I
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm gonna
Paramount Plus.
you know, I have words. Paramount Plus, yeah. I hate that subscription things are like so prevalent now. It is my least favorite thing. And
I
I
mean,
knew
like-
it was I knew we were on that road for a long time.
I understand, but it's just the advancement of technology.
so
Like there's no
annoying.
stopping it.
Well, yeah, I'm aware that there was no stopping it. It's just I hate that it's like come to this.
It's
well, you can't watch it here. You have to watch it. It's all it does is promote piracy, because people
Yeah.
are willing to pay to watch something, but if
If
they
they have
only
to
want to watch
jump
one thing, why would they give you all that money? You know, it's just it feels greedy because
It is greedy.
you'll do a subscription, and then you'll still watch ads. And
I
you're like,
don't e-
okay,
they
Hmm.
made it. I don't know if you guys like kind of see it, but like the way that they've split it up is they just pass around the movies to each other. Like they just make contract whenever a Deadpool contract
Mhm.
is over for Netflix or for Hulu, it moves over to Peacock or it moves over to AMC
HBO
so
Max.
or
annoying.
HBO Max. Like
Yeah,
that's how they're able to double dip in the money is they have it split up and over time they're going to slowly merge it. That's what I mean everybody already knew. They knew that every streaming service was going to create their own and then nobody it was going to be too thinned out so no one was making money and then they would slowly start getting eaten or merging with each other, which is what's happening now. And then it's going to
Yeah.
revert to like kind of like cable scenario to where you're just are you going to get cable or are you going to get cable number 2 with like ads that you can choose are there or not there. That's literally what's going to happen. But they have it to where right now to where each contract is like, hey, you're done with Deadpool? Could I borrow Deadpool? It's literally just giant fucking companies like, hey, could I borrow that movie for a couple of years? Oh yeah, here. Can I get that movie?
it's the same situation for me with like people making TV shows and movies where it's like they have to make something, but people they don't want to go with the interesting ideas because it costs more money to make good things, and they don't want to do that. And so what they're doing is they're just passing around the same shit that's already made. People just watch it again, and it's frustrating to me.
I think they're too reliant.
It just
on
feels like
making-
it's
making
killing
that
my
dollar.
creativity. Yeah, that's what it is because they have to pay their investors, and I don't know why companies they just put themselves in that situation every time. Is the investors have the power every single time?
Where are these investors? I'd like to become an investor.
I don't know.
I would like to put. No one's asked me, hey, could I borrow $20 to make The Lion King? I'll give you $50 back. I would do that.
I don't get it, man.
Is that not an offer? Would you guys take that offer?
Yeah.
If someone came to you and was like, hey, I want to make this movie, I'll give you a little royalties if it does good.
It's just
Who do you call? It ain't Ghostbusters.
well, you need to give a lot of money.
Right.
It's like you give them $20,000 and then you get money back from that. And that's usually why they're so pushy about it is because they want to make their $20,000 back because that's what they had in their bank. And now or they borrowed it from people to give you to pay back. it just turns in this whole money handing to another person to another person to another person scenario. And that's what I don't know if you knew this. That's what movies are like. Is when a movie does well, there's like almost zero profit from movies because what they do is they say the movie that was the money made from the movie is actually to pay for the next movie every single time. There's like zero profit, quote unquote. I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I know
Yeah.
that there's like pre-written
It's-
like contracts, so
it's-
it's kind of like impossible to get the extra money. But
Well, it's so on paper there is no profit from movies at all. There's none. There's like it unless it goes like insanely good, but even then they word it in a way that the money made from a movie is for like a specific thing.
well, what if there's no other movie? Like,
There's always another movie.
no, that's not true. Sometimes there's just
There
one
is.
movie. What about the
Well, no,
invention
it
of
doesn't.
lying?
No, it doesn't have to do. It's not with a sequel or anything. It's with the production company.
Oh,
It
so
doesn't
they're-
have to
so
do
they're getting the
anything with that
money.
movie. They're getting the money. It's just the way it's worded is. This is fuck, I forget the worded verbiage for it. Let's see. A studio, ticket sales. Ah, here we go. Oh, it's considered operating costs a lot of the time, and then it goes to the shareholders.
Okay,
So it's like
shareholders. So this
Yes.
is so like a stock.
same exact thing. No, it's the same exact thing as investors.
Oh,
essentially.
Okay, all right, we're learning new things here.
Yeah, profit is tricky. The gross is split between the consortium that produced it, the distributor, and the movie theaters.
Yeah, the movie theaters, bro. I hear
That
the
too,
movie
I forgot
theaters
about that
barely
part.
make any money, but they make all their money off concessions. They only get movie
They
theaters
keep
only get like
between so they keep between 40 and 60% of the ticket cost.
yeah, which is not much. I mean, a ticket is like $12, so they're getting like $4 to $6. That's why their popcorns are like
Mhm.
$30 for a small.
Yeah, they make a lot of money on their
Which, if you guys,
concessions.
I want you guys a little hidden tip for you guys. If you ever went to like your local movie theater, say you go there once, just bring the popcorn bucket back, and get a
Damn.
free refill. No one said you couldn't do
I
it.
so sometimes they'll deny you, but I can guarantee most of the workers don't give a shit.
Yeah, they don't care because they're normally like high
Most of them
schoolers
don't.
or they're people
Yep.
that have like failed in life and have to restart over. So it's like, why would they care if you bring a popcorn bucket in? It's a little tip if you want to save some money. And what the worst they do is say no, and then you buy a popcorn anyway, or you walk in with the candy in your pocket. Well, I'm saying, little helpful tip for saving money, saving a big portion of money. Like, why are they charging so much for $12 for a nacho? Are you counting by the chip? Like, what is happening?
That's actually crazy.
I mean, when's the last time you've been to a movie theater?
Fuck, I don't know. Probably last summer.
Yeah, I would say it's probably been a minute for me too. But I
Yeah,
know
it's
they're
been a long
expensive.
while.
It's just
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.
okay. Yeah, this man he's off to the toilet. Is he gonna take a number 1 or a number 2? We'll figure it out by the duration of time that he is absent.
I think it's always the number 2. You can't squeeze blood out of a stone, if you know what I mean. Isn't that that's a phrase?
Have you
right?
have you been working on your puzzle, the rock puzzle? Have you got a good?
The rock puzzle?
Yeah, have you finished it?
I don't know what you mean.
The rocks that you can click.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even worried about it. Honestly, I'm just talking. I'm having fun talking this time.
You're just having a rock talk.
Yeah, I'm just talking. This is gonna be the first one I put on my YouTube, so I'm like trying to be here for it,
I failed at it. Oh man. So this is one thing I saw. All right. Researchers have discovered a black hole that is 13.2 billion years old.
Okay.
13 billion. And it is 10 times bigger than the black hole in the Milky Way galaxy. Now, for you guys that don't know, the in every
We're in the galaxy.
Yeah,
We're in that galaxy.
in every galaxy, which is crazy that there's multiple galaxies, but in every galaxy, it is believed to be centered in the middle by a black hole, right?
It's the only thing that has a large enough gravitational pull to keep enough solar systems and stardust around it, because suns aren't that big.
So I
Or
want you
stars, I
guys,
should say.
I want you guys to try to picture without your heads exploding how big the galaxy is, right? All of its planets, how long it takes to get to the Earth, to the moon, and beyond, and all that insane shit. And now picture a giant black hole taking charge of that. So that's pretty big. And now something 10 times bigger than that. 10 times bigger than what's holding our universe together. Which hurts my brain to think about and say out loud.
Do you know what I learned today? So, you know, like in movies, like they say, like if, like sci-fi movies, like if a black hole was created on Earth or something, how the world like gets sucked into it and all that.
Yeah, it ain't.
Well,
it ain't
that's
happening.
not accurate. What would happen if a black hole were to spontaneously appear, because that's what happen, that's what they do sometimes,
They
in
do.
the center of Earth, what would happen is all the matter would be getting pulled into it, and it wouldn't really be that. It would be fast, but it wouldn't be like that fast. And until it starts to grow, we wouldn't even notice. Because what would happen is, as matter gets pulled into a black hole, it starts to heat up. And so essentially, what would happen is everything would start slowly superheating even more than it is now. It would actually kind of resemble more of a giant bomb going off with the amount of heat that would come off of matter being sucked in. That's what it would look like. It would just look like a big bomb, which is crazy to think about too.
Yeah, this stuff is insane. 13 billion years. 13 billion
Yep.
years is, for one, people in the Bible think that full-heartedly believe the Bible think the Earth is like 6,000 years old or 12,000 or something crazy.
Yep.
So like 13 billion years old, dude.
People forget how much a billion is. Like, because we're like, oh yeah, it's just after a million. But I'm like,
No,
you don't
it's-
understand.
It takes 100. What?
It's 1,000 millions
It's a thousand. It takes 1,000 millions to reach a billion.
to get to a billion, and that is an insane amount. A million years, right? Now take 1,000 of those.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just a little
Insane.
more. It's like an insane amount more.
It's the way that we capture it in our heads.
Well, I mean, humans don't have a concept of long time, of deep time is what they call it. We only have a Humans have only been like an evolutionary species for like 60,000 years, like the ones that we know, Homo sapiens. I think it's like 60,000, and that's it. And Earth is 13.8 billion years old, I think. And for like a lot of that time, nothing was really happening. It was just a rock. It was a molten rock for a while.
Yeah, I saw
Dude,
that
oof.
scientists have successfully extracted rocks from the Earth's mantle. Speaking on molten rocks, they went to the ocean there around
Oh,
the
okay.
mid-Atlantic ridge, and
The
they drilled down the Earth's crust and pulled back
the
some
Marina
rocks.
Trench, is that where it is? The Marina? That's the
Mid-
deepest.
Mid-Atlantic ridge.
Oh, Mid-Atlantic. Okay.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, we're doing crazy things. It's just
Yeah.
we need a
Science.
little bit more time.
Science,
bro.
bitch. Science is insane.
Dang.
I
Dang
think
it.
we've talked about it a few times. Do you guys want to? Should we dumb it down a little bit? I do have some stories about Kevin. I don't know if you know what those are.
Yeah, I don't even know who Kevin is. Sure, let's hear it.
So, this is one of the more famous stories on Reddit. So if you're new to Reddit, I thought this would be like a good intro.
Bro, why are you
'Cause
and
I
Greg are
remember
always?
seeing
Why are you
this.
guys grabbing shit from Reddit?
Well, okay. The reason for this is because I think it's really, really funny.
Okay.
And stories about Kevin is a whole subreddit. I think this was pre subreddit, so this was just. No, probably not. I'm not sure. Anyway, Kevin is just a neutral name. It's basically everybody knows a Kevin, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This was a comment on a thread called "Who's the dumbest person you've ever met?" And this is a few short stories about Kevin, which is somebody they know. So,
okay.
I could give. Do you want the backstory to this, or
I don't think it's gonna help.
Uh,
It's okay.
well, so there's like a story to it, or he just has a bullet point of dumb shit he's done.
You're just
I can
reading.
just do the bullet point.
You're
if
just
you want.
reading a story about some dumb people named Kevin.
No, this is a specific guy he knows.
And what's this have to do with anything that we were just talking about?
I said, should we dumb it down a little bit?
to,
I was changing the subjects.
to story time. Yeah, read
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Go
Okay.
for it, bro.
Okay. I'll just read the story and then we'll see if we want to go from there. It's
Yeah.
not uncommon as a teacher to have students who are a bit behind the curve in certain aspects, but 99% of the time they are keen on something. They might not understand how to identify a noun or what theme is, but they somehow know how to make a mean plate of nachos. You learn pretty quick to not judge fish for their tree climbing ability, you know? I thought this was the rule when I was teaching until I met Kevin. Kevin isn't his real name, but it doesn't matter
would-
because he can't spell it anyway.
I would
Yes.
judge a fish for its tree climbing ability, by the way. Why is it out in the water
Well-
trying to climb a tree?
The phrase is one's ability in one area. You shouldn't judge somebody on its poor. Like you shouldn't judge an elephant because it can't fly. You know, it's not saying
I guess, but I don't see how that makes
in a
sense.
flying competition it's not great. So don't judge an elephant because it can't fly because it's good at other things.
Yeah.
That's just what the phrase means.
I just feel like that's trying to make everyone feel accepted, and that's not the reality.
Everybody's good at something is the point of it.
I'm not saying that's not true, but the
Right.
likelihood of that person finding out what they're actually good at is very small.
Well, that's fine. That's what this teacher is just saying, hey, let's find what they're good at. That's what a teacher is supposed to do, you know, even if they don't believe in him. Anyway, this is Kevin was a student of mine during my last year of teaching. He came to my classroom with very little to show for his academic past. He had moved a few times and thus was missing a lot of typical test scores that we use to try and ballpark their ability. I thought that's fine. I'll just do some one-on-one with Kevin and see what's up. One-on-one with Kevin was like conversing with someone who'd forgotten everything in a freak, if not impossible, amnesia accident. There was no evidence that he had learned anything past the second grade, and now he was in ninth grade. Flabbergasted, I figured we needed to get more serious with this. If he was going to be in my class, I needed to know why and how.
So he's just a
I
special
decide-
needs kid in the wrong class?
I don't. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. It's interesting. Like I said, I guarantee you know a Kevin.
He's gonna be
Everybody
like-
knows a Kevin.
He's gonna be like, yeah, he had grilled cheeses with him all the time.
Right. I decided to meet with him, his guidance counselor, his parents, and another teacher to see what was really going on. This is where it all became clear. It was by some incredible fluke that his family hadn't been wiped off the face of the earth years ago. Odds are his entire heritage was based on blind luck and some type of sick divine intervention that saves his family every time a threat presents itself.
This is so fucked up. I cannot believe this dude had so much hate in his heart to write it on Reddit. He hated this guy
Yeah.
so much that he took time out of his day to write this story.
I mean, you haven't heard what Kevin has done yet.
Yeah, but is it really? Is it really like go to this?
I mean,
I haven't heard what
we can
Kevin
just jump to
said.
the let's jump to the bullet points. That's fine. Here's the list of events that made it abundantly clear that God exists and he's laughing uncontrollably.
Interesting.
Kevin frequently forgot when and where his class was. On more than one occasion, I had to retrieve him from other classrooms.
Yeah, that sounds
Kevin
like a disease.
Kevin ate an entire 24 pack of crayons, puked, and then did it again the next day. This is ninth grade. I have no idea where he got crayons.
This
That's
dude is
pretty bad.
obviously special needs. Like I don't
I don't
I
know,
feel like
man.
the story's leaving that out. I feel like this dude is just he's like, why is this fucking dude in my class? He's wearing a helmet. What is happening? He wears
Kevin
a
threw
helmet
his
even though he's
lunch-
not playing football.
Yeah. Well, here you go. Kevin threw his lunch at the school resource officer and tried to run away. He ran into a door and insisted it wasn't him. It's pretty bad. Kevin's not the brightest. He's not the sharpest light bulb in the
Dude,
light bulb drawer. you
I
know?
have not met anyone that dumb unless they are special needs. Like
Yeah.
like we bring people like to our Christmas and stuff, and that sounds like something that they would be doing.
Kevin kept a bottle of orange Kool-Aid in his backpack for about 4 months. He thought it would turn into alcohol. He drank it during homeroom and threw up. There's so many things that are like Kevin. I know people that do Kevin things. I don't think they do all of the Kevin stuff. You know.
This rock is now
There's-
back from dropping a rock.
And hello there. We're learning about Kevin.
Who's Kevin?
Dude, I don't know. We took a left turn somewhere and like
Yeah,
This
I
dude-
started. Science talk was
yeah,
a bit
yeah, now we're
weird.
reading Reddit stories about this dude bullying a special needs
Yeah.
kid.
Oh my
This
god.
is a teacher. This is a teacher who had Kevin in their class.
Oh, it's a teacher.
Um,
A teacher's bullying the special needs kid.
And they're not bullying. They're just saying stories of Kevin. This is what
No,
Kevin has done.
No, if you heard the first paragraph, this dude is like, this dude hasn't remembered anything since the second grade. He's in ninth grade.
Kevin
that's
didn't
calling
know
you stupid
dogs
in the
and
nicest
cats.
way.
Kevin didn't know dogs and cats were different animals.
Oh
That's
my.
pretty bad too.
What else is wrong with Kevin?
Kevin regularly tried to cheat on assignments by knocking the pile over, grabbing one before I had picked them all up, and then writing his name on it wherever there was room.
Oh yeah, that was gangster.
That doesn't even make sense to me. I just there's so many bullet points, but I don't think I don't think Crew's into this one.
It makes it. It's literally just bullying a special needs person.
It's
I don't
not
understand.
bullying. It's sharing stories of really dumb things that that they've done.
Watch out, next time I hire.
Kevin stole another student's iPhone and tried to sell it back to them.
Hell yeah, that's gangster.
That's it. We don't have to read more. We don't have to read more. It is
Kevin's a thug.
Stories about Kevin is one of my favorite subreddits. I don't really go to it anymore because there's not really any new stuff, but it's stories about people that just for some reason their brain turns off when they need like, I don't know,
Rudy.
when learning is involved.
Rudy, are you trying to hop in here? You're more than welcome to join in the talk, bro.
Yeah.
Is there another?
than happy
Is there
to
like
read.
another story or something?
Watch out, can't stop.
Not about Kevin. I have more stories, just not the Kevin ones.
Ooh.
Drinkers, is there anything you want to talk about?
I want to talk about buttered sausage, what it is, what it does.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming it's sausage that's buttered.
It's so
There you
fucked up. That
Buttered
dude,
sausage. Want to
that-
talk about buttered sausage?
that dude crashed on a motorcycle without a helmet. That's why he's that way now.
I want to talk about buttered sausage. What it is, what it does.
Yeah, that's after the
Makes
accident.
What's it doing?
It's this guy. I
I
forget
don't
his
know, man.
name, but he was in like Adam Sandler movies or something in like the early 2000s. And then he wrecked
Oh,
a
I know who
motorcycle.
you're talking about now. Yeah, he was in those Adam Sandler's movies, wasn't he?
And then he wrecked his motorcycle not wearing a helmet, which you guys should wear helmets if you're on motorcycles.
Always.
I
'Cause
always
now
look at him
he-
as an off-brand Gary Busey.
He is Gary Busey, isn't he?
No,
Oh. Oh, that's what I thought it was.
no.
Yeah, he just put Gary B. Gary B. Rudy, I don't know if
Well,
you heard
you
me, but
may
you're
have
welcome to come
you
in
may
here.
have been talking about Gary Busey, but the guy in the video, I don't think that was Gary Busey.
The dude that says butter sausage?
Yeah.
Buttered sausage guy.
Yeah.
Definitely Gary Busey. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, that's Gary Busey.
That
For
is
sure.
Gary Busey?
Yeah.
He just looks
Damn, dog,
different
that
because he
doesn't look
wrecked.
like
Yeah,
Gary
I-
Busey.
Well, yeah, he had his
He-
head smashed
it's
in by a
an-
wall.
It's well, it was mostly drugs in his life.
He
had
didn't
lot
wear a
of
helmet
drugs.
when he crashed.
Buttered sausage. Want to talk about buttered sausage? What it is, what it does.
He crashed a motorcycle into a wall without a helmet. I
Did
think
you
that
see
had
the
something to do
deep-
with it.
The deep faked version, or is the whole thing is deep faked, right?
Some
Yeah.
dude was doing impersonations, but it's funny. Oh, he said some dude was doing impersonations, so there's a good chance.
It was there's a deep faked video of it.
Rudy,
And
get your
I
ass
watched
in here,
the whole
bro.
thing, and it's
Get
so,
your
it's
ass
so
in here.
funny.
Get in here and talk about rocks.
Well,
Or
I mean,
buttered sausage.
Get your rocks
you don't have
off.
to talk about rocks specifically.
Let's talk about new updates that are coming.
On what?
I think you cut out there.
New updates on
Let's
what?
talk about new updates about on games that we
Let's
love.
talk about love, baby. Let's
Un-
talk about you and
What's that
me.
mean? On games?
on games that we love.
Oh, okay. What do you want? What do you want to talk about? You started it.
Yeah, I mean,
Say it.
So Orange, what's your favorite game?
I thought you had like a direction you were going with it. You know, like
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, my favorite games aren't going to be the same thing as your favorite games, and your favorite games aren't going to be the same thing as Crew's favorite games.
well, I know, but like what do you mean by favorite? Because mine's
Wouldn't
gonna
you
change.
like to know, Weather Boy?
I would like to know.
Did you ask the
What is-
question?
Yeah.
What is your go-to game that you pick to play on your downtime when nothing's going
right
on?
now? As of right now, is that what you're asking me?
I could
Yes.
guess what Obsolete
Okay.
plays.
What's that?
Magic.
League of Legends.
I used to play a lot. I would go on Magic Arena. Literally the last like 2 or 3 days, I've just been loading up Deep Rock Galactic, and just zoning out, and just mining and watching anime.
That
but-
sounds- that
Oh,
right there
what-
just sounded to me
that's-
like when you
That's
when
to
you
turn my
find-
brain off.
when you find humans on a spaceship and they've been like
Yep.
taken over by aliens and they're all in like pods that like make them dream happy dreams. That's what I just pictured right there when he said that.
Well, so that was so I can turn my brain off because I wasn't in a good state in the last few days. So that was
Yeah,
good
I
for me to
feel that.
just roll with
Yeah.
for no reason. I don't have a good reason that
I feel
wasn't.
that, brother. No, I mean, you can.
You don't need to have a good reason to not feel.
Yeah,
good.
there's no
It's
reason
okay.
that you don't need a reason to just
Yeah.
chill out and turn your brain off. My brain was really
Um,
loud last night,
sounds
so I needed to find
What,
a way to turn it off.
What game are you loading up, sir?
I don't know. Probably right now my go-to game is Palworld, but Helldivers is up there too.
Right. You cannot
I
play
only-
Helldivers by yourself. Like
I'm not playing. No, I haven't played it by myself.
That
I
game
haven't
is-
played it, but I'm saying like all the clips and stuff I'm seeing of it just makes me want to play it.
well
But like my
me-
go-to is
Oh.
Palworld because I can just log on and turn off my brain and just do passive stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wish I liked gaming more. Because
It's,
Why do you
it's
say
not
that?
even, to be honest, it's not even about like liking gaming. At least for me, it's just like having something to occupy my mind with.
Yeah.
so for me when I'm doing it, I'm like, bro, if I'm not playing with somebody or if I'm not streaming or recording, I'm just wasting time. Like I feel like there's something else I could be doing. There's another way I could make money. There's people I'm missing all because I'm in the virtual world, and I'm like, nah, bro, that freaks me out. I'm hanging out with AI. I'm not even hanging out. It's not even AI. It's just coded, written, fake people.
Oh, I don't think I'm hanging out with anybody when I'm playing games by myself. I'm like, and
Yeah, but you are.
I'm
just-
doing
they're
it
just-
to be alone. That's the whole point for me because I'm very
Yeah, but you interact. with
introverted.
people. Like you still get
Not
that
the game
stimulate.
I'm playing.
You still like you have to like I don't know. There's people in there that you talk to at some point. Like
Not in
aliens,
Deep Rock.
aliens make noises. Like there's people shouting.
Yeah, I'm killing
like,
bugs.
Right, but that's
That's it.
human interaction. All right, that's like the deeper level of like
What are you
human
talking
interaction.
about?
It's to help you. It's
so
like life
the
is
whole
shitty,
reason
so
for
like
me,
you use the gaming to like get away from that. It's an escape.
correct.
And in order for you
It
to
is
not
not-
go crazy, there's
It's
other
not to connect.
Hey,
That is
friends.
not why I'm doing it.
but it does
No more
connect.
debating, okay?
So the reason I'm doing it is so I can get away from people. That's why if I'm in a
Yeah.
bad mood,
But then you turn
That's
on
why
anime
I'm
and
doing
stuff
it.
like that. Like you involve the
Yeah.
people in a way. Like there's voices in the game that are human. There's English language
me-
happening. It's
to
not
me,
just a
I am
silent
not
game.
doing it. I'm not doing it for a connection. That is
Well,
not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to
right, but
not
there
have to
part of
worry
you
about
is.
things.
part of you is doing it for a connection.
You can't tell me
Hey,
why I'm
guys,
doing
no
it.
debating.
What do you do-
No,
what do
that's
you
just
mean?
that's just biology. That's just humans are people. Like that's just we want to be around. Like if it was just a silent game, you would not be doing it. Like there's
What does
some
that have to do
form
with
of
connecting
interaction.
with people?
I think there's a little bit of a disconnect here with two different perspectives.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So I think we should all respect each other's own perspective and move on.
Oh man.
So anyway, let's talk about buttered sausage, what it is, what it does.
Anyway, I still
What's your
never
go-to
found.
game?
Oh,
Crew?
Okay.
I don't have one. I just said it. Like gaming to me
Fortnite?
does not bring like that much enjoyment. Like I'm not getting overly stimulated over winning or playing a game or farming. Like I get feel good energy
Okay,
whenever I
what's-
accomplish stuff in like real life.
What's your go-to de-stressor?
Figuring out ways to make stuff happen.
Okay.
If I'm
Organizing,
sitting around and
easier.
laying down, that's literally like opportunity just being wasted. I'm just making myself more poor and having no life by laying around and doing nothing. I could be writing out a budget. I could be writing out like what I'm spending. I could be watching videos on finances, seeing what companies are doing.
That's good. For me, I have to do something that I'm not thinking. If I used to bike to work every day, and if I wasn't listening to stuff, I would just be like thinking of bad things the whole time. And that's actually when I was probably worse mentally. Is because it's just not great. I have low self-esteem, and so I was really in my head during those times. So I myself can't just like sit and just be like, okay, what am I thinking about now? And so that's why I usually find other things.
No, I understand that. Sometimes your mind gets too loud, and sometimes you need something to quiet it down.
I have a somewhat avoidant personality for certain things.
An avoidant personality.
Yeah, I
What
get that from my
is-
dad. So if something is stressing me out, I'd rather not have to think about that thing. I'd rather avoid
Oh.
that.
Oh,
And I don't.
damn,
I purposely don't do that for a lot of stuff because I care about things. If I care about something, then I don't do that. But if it's like, hey, I'm feeling bad about myself, should I change? No, I'll just not think about that for a while. So it's not a great thing. by any
Okay.
means.
Well, I think you just figured out what's wrong with me as well.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
a very
I
common
have,
thing.
yeah, I have the same type of thing. Like, if something's stressing me out and it's just too much to deal with, I don't want to think about it.
Yep.
So I just put it off.
And that's okay to do, as long as it's not like the end thing, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's actually kind of healthy because it's good to approach conflict with a fresh mind as opposed to one that's just stressed out. It's not
Yeah.
good to approach stuff with a stressed out mind.
As
That's
long as
why,
it's not something that's being forgotten.
yes, don't forget about it. And it's something, as long as you can, as long as you're not avoiding conflict like all the time, because I know people that do that, and I'm like, you got to do something. You have to make a decision sometimes. But a lot of people are like, hey, don't go to bed upset. And I'm like, no, you should go to bed upset because that means sometimes you're just tired and cranky.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. And
I
when you wake
gotta
up, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I can deal with this.
I got a follow-up question into this subject. How does I can't speak on anyone's behalf per se, but I know a lot of people experience depression. How is that how do you deal with your own depression if it comes up?
Are you asking me or crew?
Anyone who wants to answer.
I don't have a good way.
Well,
I
I mean,
forget that I have it. That's usually the way I deal with it.
does anyone really have a good way to deal with it?
Okay, so this is what I
Therapy.
do. All right. You can have someone to talk to, therapy or not therapy. You got to have someone that you can trust. All right. Regardless if you're paying the money or if they're your friend, you gotta have someone you can talk to because keeping that shit to yourself ain't good. Second is you gotta understand what the fuck is fucking up in your life. You know, like what's wrong. So like for me, it's like, oh shit, what's wrong? I don't have money. Okay, well I need to go get a job. I need to go figure out a way to make money. You gotta, and it's not always gonna be a giant step and it's completed, but acknowledgement is what the first few steps are to like actually becoming better. Because if you're just depressed,
It
nothing's.
sounds like your focus is like solve your issues, and that's what helps you with your depression and
Yeah, I mean, if
your
you sit
low
and dwell,
emotions.
if you sit and dwell, you're just wasting your life,
Yeah,
dude.
that's just
like,
bad.
like we're all gonna die eventually, and part of your life is you being sad.
You know, to
Like,
add on to what Crew's saying, I think a really important step that a lot of people like, what a lot of people do is they'll do what Crew is saying, but they'll do it the wrong way. And Crew was right. Yeah, don't make it a big step. Make them as small steps as possible, especially if you're depressed. That's important. And doing things, even if it doesn't have to do with your depression directly, doing a thing is good.
and
Hey, I did the dishes, so now my house isn't as dirty as it was. I accomplished something today,
yeah,
and I
even if
think
it's
that
something
always
small,
helps.
like if you're able,
Yeah,
like acknowledgement of where you are in the universe is like you do those two things together, and like the depression kind of fades away. Like it's always there, but it fades away more because you're understanding like, oh dude, like I may not like have a job and I may be like broke as fuck, but like my health is good. Like I have a
I try to
dog.
get out of the
Like
loop. That's always my issue. Is
as long as you
depression is a
can
loop.
like if you can be in the moment and acknowledge like holy fuck I got this now, like what can I do to make it better, that's a way to just beat depression in my eyes.
Do
Doing
you guys get
something
it?
is always better than doing nothing.
Yes. Well, it makes you feel better about yourself, and I think that's the important part of it.
Even if it's doing 5 push-ups, bro, think of when the last time someone did
Yeah.
5 push-ups. You'd feel fucking
I
great.
I don't know about you guys. I just get in a loop. It's always like I get depressed, so I stop doing stuff, and then I'm not doing stuff, so then I get depressed because I'm not doing stuff, so then I feel bad about myself,
Well,
and
I mean,
it's
kind
just
of
what
the
it. That's what
that's
depression
kind of
really
the
is.
entire loop.
Yeah.
Like for
Nah, I
me, there's
just
like
good.
I have like different types of depression that I deal with.
Yep.
One of them came from when my aunt passed away back unexpectedly, like 4 years ago now. Yeah, and she was like a second mom to me. So like her unexpected passing was just like a huge hit to my entire mental health, and for the longest time I just felt like I had this weight on my back that I just could not lift up, and just so many emotions coming from that because I mean I my cousin's my best friend, so I had to be there for him. And so I kind of had to shut off my emotions of being sad for a bit so I could support him and then only access mine when I could. And it got to a point where I kind of just learned how to just, I don't know, keep my emotions under control, if that makes sense. Like my head gets too loud when they get too out of alignment. And so there'll be times where I'll just completely like shut back my emotions for a couple days and basically refine myself and remind myself who I am.
Yeah, I think that seems healthy, depending on how it goes. I'm glad you were there for your cousin.
Yeah.
It's hard to be there for people when
When
you're
you're
low.
else, yeah. But I mean, like for me, it's like,
It actually helps me to do that because I feeling useful is something I always struggle with. And
yeah.
even when I'm depressed, it's always nice.
I mean, it's just like for me, it's not really something I've struggled with. It's always left a good feeling with me. Um, but back to the whole like how I deal with it. Like, yeah, I mean, there's parts of it that aren't healthy. Like when I completely shut myself off, my emotions off, I'm basically distancing myself from people for a few days. And I mean, if if they ask what's going on, I'll tell them. Like, I won't lie to them. But at the same time, it's kind of just like my own pit of isolation that I do for a couple days to come back out. I
One thing
gotta,
I've learned, because I kind of do the same thing, is I try to I try to communicate without actually communicating. Because if I just do nothing, it makes them like think that I'm just brushing them off because I'm an asshole. So I'm always like, hey, I'm just dealing with stuff right now. I don't really want to get into it, but just know that I care about you. I just can't talk to you right now. And usually people
yeah.
kind of respect that. That took me a long time to do. Took me a very long time to be able to do that,
And
especially with the wife.
it's hard to get into that routine just because like
Yes.
you're so used to just kind of being on your own that you don't really. Can you stop hitting the mic with your head, please? Thank you. And being on your own, you just don't really worry about having to talk to people. So when you shut down, you have to get into that routine of reminding the people who are now in your life, like, hey, it has nothing to do with you. This is a me thing. I'm just getting everything stuff sorted out with myself. I kind of I kind of
You what?
sorry, my cat keeps headbutting my fucking mic
Good, good.
and
All I
muting
heard
it.
was, I kind of, and I'm like, oh no.
But I kind of the best way I can simplify it is it's like finding a water leak in a pool. Um, you can't find that leak without a little bit of something getting out. Stop. Okay, you need to stop, please. I am trying to do something. If I'm taking you off my desk and putting you on the ground 3 times in a row, that doesn't mean get on the fourth time. Anyway, sorry.
But they
Um,
love you.
I understand that, but she knows. She knows. But
Yeah.
you little fucking shit. Okay, we're just gonna try and go with it. Um, so I kind of like describe it as like finding a leak in a pool. The way it happens for me is like when I start to notice my emotions get out of control, it starts to like leak out of itself, if that makes sense. One hits a little more than the other. And so basically it's like you can't find the leak without letting the water out in order to drain it to fix that leak to put the water back in.
It's fair. Um, I'll if it's okay, can I change the subject slightly?
Yes.
Okay. So, you understand, like, this is something I've thought about, especially with depression being a thing, and like how people are like, oh, humans are like so evolved, quote unquote, whatever that means. And what people forget is like as people or as things get more fit in certain situations, they get less fit in others. And one thing that people forget about like human intelligence is like depression and stuff wasn't really a thing until we got smart. And so this is like a thing that's developed
Well,
because of our intelligence. It's the drawbacks to it. And
so
people forget there's always a drawback.
I actually have a theory about depression. So, and it has to do with like the human mind and the intelligence that we carry.
Right.
All right, so just hear me out on this. Keep an open mind. I'm not like
In the food we put in our body.
going out of my way to like try and make it seem it's 100% true. It's just a theory I came up with myself. I believe that as humans, we are pioneers. We're meant to explore. We're meant to keep learning. Like a wise man knows nothing because he's always learning. So I believe with the advancement of technology and an economy booming where everything's valued by a dollar, it puts people in a situation where now the majority of us have to work. And so that's kind of what we're doing all day, every day, is instead of being able to feed our mind with the knowledge that we used to back then, like exploring, going and finding new places, new learning, and all that stuff, we're shackled down by like corporations and money and greed and all that shit, and we're forced to just do a repetitive routine every single day where it's go to work, come home, go to bed, and then go back to work the next day. And so I think that depression derives from the human mind not being able to be or explore its full freedom of being a pioneer as it was kind of designed to keep gaining that intelligence. So because of that repetition, it's kind of just eating itself alive, trying to gain more knowledge, but not getting anywhere.
I feel like it's also like people aren't accomplishing as much now. I'm not sure if it's just like discovery, but like what do you actually accomplish in your day to day, especially working full time? It's like, oh, I accomplished working my 8 hours and then I went home. And so I think that's a lot to do with it. I think
Yeah.
that ties into what you're saying. Is that's
It's
probably a big thing because that's why we're doing this extra stuff, you know? That's why we're
Mhm.
trying to be creative with all this and that's why I like watching fantasy stuff is because I'm like, oh, I'm learning about this whole other world instead of it, it actually being in my real life. You know,
Yeah.
it's just I'm
And
getting it from somewhere else if I can.
like the biggest accomplishment you can do every day is get out of bed.
And that's harder for people than you know, than it should
Then
be sometimes.
yeah, exactly. Being able to wake up the next day is a
I'm proud
gift.
of I if anybody is listening to this besides just us three, including us three, I'm proud of everybody who can get out of bed and just at least like face life because that's hard. Even just facing life can be hard sometimes.
Especially in the
Being
generation we're
alive,
in now.
being alive can be hard, guys. Just in general. So I'm
Existing
just
is
proud
hard.
of it is. I'm just proud of everybody who who will actively face existence. I'm proud of you guys.
Existence is scary, man. This shit
It
sucks.
is. Yeah.
I
We're alone in this universe. There's only one thing scarier than the fact that we're alone in this universe. It's that we're not alone in this universe.
I think the scarier fact is that we don't even know the answer.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. Is it more scary that we are alone in the universe or that we aren't? 'Cause there's arguments for both sides, I think.
I feel like it would be scarier that we are alone.
That is a good point. Well, also, what if we're alone now, but we weren't always? That's scarier to me.
That is scarier as well.
Because it's like, oh, well, what happened to them? That's how I'm thinking.
But yeah, I honestly think like the first theory that we are alone is scarier just because that just means if if we're alone, that means then it was a one and you can't even like the number doesn't even go high enough chance for humans to exist again.
Well, not just humans, but just life.
Yeah. Just life in general.
Yeah. Anything
And,
to add, crew?
We've already talked about this before. On
True.
the
Well, I just
episode
mean
3.
even with the stuff right before.
No, I got none of that.
Okay.
let's talk about the weather, boys. What is going on with the weather? Why is it acting so wild?
It's
It
windy.
is.
I don't think we're qualified to talk about that.
We're
About the weather?
qualified to talk about whatever we want.
Bro, I got a green screen.
Yeah,
Come on, I
nothing.
can talk about the weather if I want.
I know nothing about the weather.
It is March 6th, and usually it's like 40 degrees out. And right now, in my location, it is currently upper
Yeah.
50s, lower 60s. It hit 74 yesterday.
Where's my weather? It is now 42 degrees right here. It started out at 32 this morning.
Ew.
Yeah, it was pretty cold for no reason.
Pretty disgusting, but you're also pretty up north as well.
I'm pretty up north. Usually it's more rainy, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually 44 degrees right now.
Starch says I have debates with my coworker that whether peeps require degrees or not. They do. It's just it's complicated, man. Weather technology is complicated.
Probably one of the most complicated things.
It's also crazy how we're able to predict it because like it's clouds and shit. There's
We're able
so
to
many
predict
like
it because the government
variables.
controls it.
I
But
don't.
actually,
I
there's
mean,
a few
in
places
certain
that do
places,
control it.
yeah, yeah. That's like you can
There's-
actually pay money to control the weather. That's like a thing you can do.
Doug,
I can't
what?
wait for this shit, bro. People, the whole
Yeah.
government needs like relooked at.
That's
It's
like
gonna
a
be-
thing.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be
So
nice.
what you can do is you can basically blast clouds and like make them rain, so that way you get a clear sky in like an hour.
Like I say another like 30
What?
years, 30, 40 years, and then things are gonna like equal out a lot more because people are gonna realize that like the government's been like fucking with us and hiding shit that's actually beneficial for all mankind.
I think everybody knows that the government's been hiding stuff. Like
Yeah,
I don't
no,
I
they
don't know a
know,
single
they
person.
know, but they don't care.
Okay.
Like it's out of sight, out of mind type shit. But once stuff
I
starts
don't know.
affecting, like once droughts start happening in
Yeah.
America and once famine starts happening and shit like that, people are gonna be like, "Hey, government, you were talking about weather changing shit, right? Well, where the fuck is that?"
It's
It's
also
gonna take
like
when it's at our front door, but it will. I mean, if it gets to
I don't
that
know if
point, they
it's
will.
yeah, I don't know if it's out of sight, out of mind, or if it's like even if we knew what they had, what could we do about it?
If this whole country was going through a drought right now, people would be like, "Hey, what the fuck? Where's these weather machines you guys are talking about?" But because we're not going through a drought, we're not. But other countries are going through droughts, but that doesn't involve us.
It's because we're stealing their clouds. I'm just kidding. That's not
We're saying
really
there's
viable.
stuff that we do and we have and we know about that like could benefit and like help out, but we just don't because the
Yeah.
government they just choose not
It's
to do shit.
incentive.
Or they
Yeah,
fucking
there's
off
not
people
really-
that fucking try and actually make stuff that happen.
Yeah. Big
Most of the
Yeah,
Tesla.
but they wouldn't be able to off me though.
if you talk
Why?
about the right stuff at the wrong time,
Why? Nah, they wouldn't do it to me.
I
I'm just
feel
on
like
a different path.
I feel like you're just tempting fate with that one.
Nah, I'm just on a different path.
Well, if anything, this is making him more safe because the more he says it, if they do off him, then it's actually just more suspicious.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but like
Yeah, I wouldn't die. I'm just on a different path.
I don't even know what that means,
You
bro.
keep saying that. I don't.
It's floating.
We're all on the same path. We're
No, I'm
sitting
on a different
in the
one.
middle
We're
of
actually
the ruins.
we're becoming of an age now to where like everybody thinks that they know everything, to where people also know nothing. So like there's like a lot of people that just
Woohoo.
like believe like the Earth is flat and like crazy ice walls and shit, because people like aren't getting out as much anymore and like actually seeing shit. This dude's like hiding a rock.
Oh yeah, man.
I like these spots.
I believe
Ah,
what I know
that's
to be
nice.
right, and what I know to be right is whatever's in my head. And
Yo,
whatever's
thank
in
you
my
for
head is what I
moving. Oh
believe.
my god. There was a
What?
fucking rock behind you, Dranger.
I'm the one moving.
Oh, whoever the pink rock is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
orange.
There was a rock back there. Wait, how are you the same level as me? Oh wait, you're 53? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Bro,
Yeah,
it said
not
you were
even close.
87. Like, what?
No, nope.
Are you 87?
I'm level 87.
No, so
bro.
when you
That's
hover
insane.
over somebody and then move to somebody else, it keeps the level there until you like
Mm.
go away and scroll back. Because I did that with you and Dranker. You have the same level. I was like, how do you have the same level?
I wonder, was that an indication to find the rock? Oh my god. Probably finding this. Rock time.
No, it points to where you move to. If that's what you're looking at.
Nah, I'm picking up some rocks out here, alright? These rocks are shiny. They need to come home
I
with me.
really like the snow on this map.
They're good. That's a good
What is this
Really
map
tranquil.
called?
temple.
Hmm.
You unlock a rock if you complete the challenges. I didn't even know where the first rock was until Obsolete moved.
I haven't completed the 2 rocks at the top, so
Rock talk.
it's because then I'll start to get focused and won't be talking. Is it like a monkey? Or is it just a vine? I think it's just a vine. There's
Yeah,
a
I
bunch
think
of
it's a vine.
elephants, which is kind of cool.
Elefante, elefante. Well,
Were you saying something, Kurt?
it's looking like we're getting quiet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about something. All I heard was
Yeah,
well, and then I thought you
I
cut out.
couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, it's because we weren't saying anything.
That's okay. I mean, we're approaching the 2 hours. I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about anything specific or not.
Well, Black Rice Patty is waiting for me for Helldivers 2 with Dranger. I mean, we all have Helldivers 2, so we could do 4 people.
Yeah, I could probably play a game.
I might. I kind of want to see if Sarge is doing something. And I might work on a thumbnail or put out a short today. Actually, I haven't put one out. I definitely want to do some of that editing or recording on Friday. Thursday? Or are they both Friday? Friday. I do want to do those. So yeah, we can wrap up here if we want.
Rudy. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Any closing? Anything?
I'm good.
I love you all, and if you're suffering from mental health, please talk to someone. It really helps.
Yeah, just talk.
Yeah.
No reason to hold it. This ain't the.
Even if it's a rock.
You gotta talk to
Even
a
if
rock.
it is a rock.
All right, guys.
Well,
Have a good one.
Everybody, take care.
yeah. You guys take it easy out there. So, yeah, this has been Rock Talk. And next week, Obsolete and Dranger will be in to do a little rock talking. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Episode 7 will be next week. Same time, Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Hey, but Pop, this one crazy, bro. A couple years ago, I decided to fly away. Dabbled in snow, blowing smoke, had friends that had passed away. It's sink or swim, but I think I'm sinking a soul today. I'm on the brink, gotta think of seeking a better way. A couple years ago, I decided to move away. We slow, you oughta know I saw the news today. It's sink or swim, I couldn't win, but I'm gonna swim today. I'm off the brink, but now I think I see a better way.